Hello people and family, welcome back to another episode. This episode, evaluate, make decisions, delete. And this is referencing social media. I've done content on this before, but this is kind of in a different perspective because a lot of times when we think of social media and what we interact with, what we follow, what we like, we think from a toxic perspective when we talk about evaluate, make decisions, delete. Things that mean us no good, things that affect our mental health. But there are some things that are not necessarily toxic, is very well wholesome things, but it does affect our mental health, even though we may not realize it because we don't think it's toxic. So ask yourself this: is the way I use social media affecting my mental health negatively? Do I follow accounts that make me feel that I have to follow certain social schemes? Am I comparing my life, body, success with others? Am I seeing posts that make me unhappy? I'll say these one more time, a little bit slowly, so you can, if you want to write it down or just hear what I'm saying. Is the way I use social media affecting my mental health negatively? Do I follow accounts that make me feel that I have to follow certain social schemes? Am I comparing my life, body, success with others? Am I seeing posts that make me unhappy? And I'll also drop these down in the comments for you. But the reason I kind of wanted to do this because it's kind of been a part of my life recently that I've come to realize that, some things I may look at or follow or see, it's not necessarily toxic or bad, but it does negatively impact my mental health because of how it makes me feel. I started to compare myself, and how it then causes me to, be in a depressive state. And what I mean by sometimes things are good, but can still affect us because as humans, growing up we have dreams, we have aspirations, and then as we get older, some things happen, some things don't. I know for me, as I get older, I'm always looking at things I wish I did differently, where I'm at, where I want to be. And sometimes social media has an effect on that. Maybe for you, for example, or just an example in general, not even for you, but let's say you're someone who does struggle with weight, or just has low self-esteem. Maybe it's not necessarily weight, but just how you look. And like one of the questions posed, am I comparing my body with others? And just because someone posts a picture, they at the beach, two-piece, meaning no harm, doesn't mean they're a toxic person, doesn't mean their account is toxic, but it can be a negative impact for us because we already struggle with our looks and our body, whether it's because of weight, physical features, or anything like that. So we have to be mindful even in those things. Maybe you long to be married, right? And while it's sweet and you're happy for these people who are getting these proposals, getting married, but it's something that you're still longing for, it can negatively impact you and thinking like, man, when is it going to happen for me, right? Maybe you've been wanting to have a child and you have someone posting, I'm pregnant for the 5th time. So it's not bad for them, and you might even be happy for them, but it still negatively impacts you in that moment, being human, because they're having the very thing you want times 5, and you just want it at least once, if that makes sense. So that's why I wanted to put this out. And it's called Evaluate, Make Decisions, Delete, because, and it's not to say that one day maybe you can't go back and follow this account, follow this person, but sometimes we just have to look at where we're at in life, where we're struggling, where we're having weaknesses, and don't put things in the forefront that can negatively impact us that we can't control. Yeah, I can't control what you post, but I ain't gotta follow you, right? So again, these will be down below, and just think about a new way to evaluate how you use social media, things you follow, people you follow, and just really see. Don't just look at this is toxic. Look at things that are not necessarily toxic, but it does affect my mental health. It makes me feel like I have to follow certain social schemes, or I find myself, I'm comparing my life to theirs, my body, my success. And then, does this post make me happy or not? And maybe it does, but maybe it also makes you unhappy. Just think about those things. And at the end of the day, it's social media. It ain't real life. So it doesn't mean that if we are friends outside, like real life, because some relationships on social media is just that you don't even know the person, right? So that's even easier to not follow. But let's say you do have that outside relationship outside, and they're gonna realize you're not following them. And then they is social media. It's not real life, and they have to understand that and support you through your reasoning. And if they can't, then maybe they're not a real friend. But just think about that. And that's all I have for evaluate, make decisions, and delete. As always, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.